One of the most crucial and taxing positions in a volleyball team is the setter. With the sheer amount of responsibilities they have to shoulder, the setter can literally make or break the team, deciding the tempo, pace, and form of attack, while accounting for numerous other variables during this fast-paced sport. And if you didn't know it already, the setter is the player who touches the ball the most in a game. In fact, both experts and professional players agree that setting is the most crucial skill for a volleyball player to hone. Of course, when watching a game, it's pretty easy to miss out on this fact. The servers and spikers take center stage, but not in this video, where the setters finally take back the spotlight. Welcome to Cosplay-FTW, your number one source for the latest lowdown on anime and manga news, updates, and analysis. Sit back, relax, grab some snacks, and before we get into this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. In today's video, we will be taking a look at Haikyuu's many talented setters and pitting them against one another from least to most skilled in their position, taking into account their greatest strengths and fatal weaknesses. Before we do that, a disclaimer. These rankings are based on personal opinion, meaning they are subjective and not definitive by any means. Also, we will only be considering the setters and their abilities pre-time skip. This is Haikyuu, the top 10 best setters. Now let's dive in. Coming in at the number 10 spot is Takaru Futaba from Josenji High. He's a skilled all-around balanced setter with a wide variety of techniques and quick reflexes. Fluidity and flexibility are skills that every volleyball player should possess, and Futaba has these in spades. His quick reactions and unpredictable side often catches opponents off guard when he performs a surprise dump shot or spike. Just like his team though, Futaba's drawback is that he's too individualistic. While trying to take initiative on the court, he often ends up bumping into his fellow teammates, owing to his lack of awareness for others on the court. And to be fair, this is mostly owing to Josenji's extremely individualistic playstyle. His teammates, being who they are, manage to work alongside each other in the end. But let's not forget, this isn't Blue Lock. Unfortunately, Josenji's tendency towards 2-on-2 practice matches impacted everyone on that team, causing them to develop a style that brings initiative and individual action to the fore, but lacking in team synergy. Volleyball being a team sport requires extreme coordination from the entire team. This is especially needed from the setter. In a way, being a part of this team stunted Futaba, and we can't help but wonder just how much he would grow if taken out of Josenji's free-for-all environment. Despite it all, Futaba is a skilled setter, and if he puts more effort, he could be an even more fearsome setter than he already is. At number 9 we have Koganagawa Kanji from Date Tech High School. The new and improved Date Tech could become one of the top contenders in the Haikyuu universe given the time to mature. Date Tech has always been known for its iron wall, the tall, fast and intimidating wall that utterly shuts out most spikers, or as we know it, Date Tech blockers. New to the lineup is their addition of a giant setter who doubles as one of their top blockers, Koganagawa. Koganagawa is a simple guy, and it shows in his thought processes and his straightforward playstyle. But, with the average height of their team being what it is, his blunt playstyle actually suits them. Even if it could be refined, all he has to do is set his signature high tosses in a short distance, a height he and his teammates can achieve with ease, while most others cannot. His sets have both speed and height, preventing the opposing team from read blocking. His greatest weakness though lies in the fact that he's still inexperienced. Koganagawa is a powerhouse of pure potential, limited by his own lack of skills. For one, his tosses are often too high for any of his own spikers to hit, causing the team to suffer unconverted points. And despite being a formidable blocker, he easily falls for decoys set up by opponents. Of course, this can be improved given the time to gain more experience. With this, Koganagawa sits comfortably in 9th place. At number 8 is Mr. Refreshing himself, the one and only Koshi Sugawara from our very own Karasuno High School. Caring, intelligent, quick-witted and devoted. While our boy Suga doesn't get as much court time as the main setter of the team, he is Karasuno's very reliable backup setter. In our humble opinion, you still can't have a top 10 setters ranking without him making the cut. Sugawara's devotion to volleyball is clear when he chooses to keep attending Karasuno's volleyball club exercises, even when most of the third year decides to quit for their future endeavours, and this just makes you want to see him play even more. While on the court, he is known for his composure and a good awareness of his teammates' conditions. This skill, we believe, is something easily looked over, and perhaps not even really considered when it comes to sports rankings. But Suga's ability to change the entire atmosphere of a game, and by that even its trajectory, by giving his team a sense of reassurance and calm, is an incredible skill to have. Not only that, but what Suga lacks in innate genius and otherworldly volleyball talent, he makes up for with his years of experience in this position, as well as his versatility. At the series start, despite having a straightforward technique, Suga is a solid setter, but his time spent off the court ends up sharpening his observational skills and thus his game sense, giving him a better perspective to consider the playstyle of his teammates and opponents and devise new plays. To remain competitive with higher level players, Sugawara also increases his arsenal of experimental plays, working in tandem with Kageyama on the court, throwing off an opponent's defense by serving as the setter to Kageyama's spikes. His biggest weakness in-game is his tendency to quickly become flustered in the heat of a game, even to the point of overthinking and affecting his ability to play to his greatest capacity. Whether on or off the court, Suga is Karasuno's resident cheerleader, knowing just what to say or do to boost their morale and pick them up just when they need it. With all this being said, Sugawara is quite deserving of sitting in 8th place on our list. At number 7 is the hard-working, diligent and intelligent Kenjiro Shirabu of Powerhouse School Shiratorizawa Academy. In-game, Shirabu provides a sense of security to his teammates. He covers for them, adapting quickly to provide high sets to their very reliable wing spiker, Ushijima. Academically, Shirabu was always a diligent and dedicated student, the type to always get good grades in school. But why? To get into a good university? Maybe. But it's revealed that his primary reason for his top marks was actually to clear the placement requirements to get into Shiratorizawa. So he's a different kind of volleyball maniac, not the usual breed we're used to seeing in almost every episode. In fact, he even changed his entire playstyle, which was characterized by a strong presence and quick strikes, to a self-effacing one in which he focuses primarily on precise tosses to bring out the ace's power, adjusting to Wakatoshi no matter where he is on the court. In this way, Shirabu is one of the most dedicated, hard-working and adaptable setters on this list, willing to bend and change his style to best synchronize with the ace of the team he is on. If that isn't a team player, we don't know what is. Shirabu, even as a first year, doesn't hesitate to voice his opinions and get overtly pissed about things if they didn't go his way. Unfortunately, his temper can also affect his plays in-game, even notably causing him to give a poor set to Ushijima. Even though he can be hot-headed and aggravated, he's also easily quick to compose himself. In the end, as a setter, Shirabu is dependable and reliable. He can even perform fairly decent dumps on his own as well. He may not stand out by far, but on a team that clearly prefers height and natural power, the fact that Shirabu, a first year, serves as the team's primary setter speaks volumes to his skills. Shirabu earns himself a fitting 7th place on our list. Perhaps you'll be surprised to find Kenma of Nakoma High in number 6th place on our list. In fact, he would probably be way higher on this list if it weren't for his horrible stamina and other physical attributes. But despite this, he is Nakoma's primary setter and isn't referred to as the heart and brain of the team for nothing. Kenma's unsuspecting and reserved, usually hiding behind the game console that he carries with him nearly everywhere he goes. At least, that is until he's on the court. Once in a match, we get to see how talented and intelligent Kenma Kozume actually is. Kenma is arguably the most intelligent setter in the Haikyuu verse. His exceptional game sense and strategic mind, in conjunction with his caution, allow him to execute steps in his strategies with extreme precision. In fact, he comes up with tedious, meticulous plans to completely break his opponents by observing them to the tiniest detail while assessing their strengths and weaknesses. As a setter, Kenma has predominant ball control, He can set with perfect form and minimal movements, making it difficult for blockers to predict his next move. Once again, his physical shortcomings are what hold him back on this list. Still, he earns himself a respectable 6th place.
Ad time.
Wow! Summer's here. I can't wait to go to anime cons, cosplay pool parties, photo shoots, and... Wait a minute. I don't have any new cosplays. What the heck am I gonna do?
I am the Cosplay Bear, and I'm here to tell you, don't worry girl, that's easy. Just go to Cosplay-FTW.com, where you can find hundreds of cosplays, props, and wigs, and everything you need to have a great summer doing TikToks or photos or whatever, and they ship worldwide.
Thanks, Cosplay Bear. You and Cosplay-FTW have saved my summer.
End of ad.
At number 5 is Tsukasa Lizuna of Hitachiyama Institute. A third-year student and both the captain and setter for his team, Lizuna shoulders huge responsibilities as a volleyball player, and he manages to handle it with ease. As the winner of the Best Setter Award at the Junior Olympic Cup, one of Japan's middle school tournaments, it's no surprise that he would also land himself with a spot on our Haikyuu Top 10 Setters list. Spoilers ahead for anime watchers. Go and skip ahead to the 4th place if you don't want to be spoiled. Despite his lack of appearances, his grit is in a league of its own. Even after suffering an injury, he still puts 100% into his games, doing everything he possibly could have done to win, making his impairment and subsequent loss all the more frustrating. Tsukasa Lizuna is perhaps the most stable setter there is, having to keep up with a spiking monster like Sakusa while being skilled enough to hold his own when Sakusa's off the court. Lizuna is an all-round top player. There's not much to be said here, except that Tsukasa is deserving of all of his accolades. And with that, we move on to our 4th place pick. At number 4 is the cool, calculating Keiji Akashi of Fukurodani Academy. Armed with a varied repertoire of plays and spikes that he can precisely set up, Akashi is an exceptionally balanced player. He is also considered the messiah of the team, with his logical side that can be seen when he settles on split-second choices to find out the best way to save the game from one of Bokuto's emotional episodes. He is well-mannered when addressing most people, but is exceptionally hostile to his captain. It seems holding Bokuto's energy under tight restraints takes its toll. Akashi plays the role of the main tactician for his team, as expected of the best setters. He can read intense situations and other players on the volleyball court. If Kenma is the brain of Nakoma, Akashi is likewise the brain of Fukurodani, and the only one who can best utilize the most remarkable weapon of his team, Bokuto. Although Akashi has a long-numbered list of all of Bokuto's weaknesses, he successfully keeps his own well veiled. If anything, his greatest hindrance to a higher place on this list would probably be found in his physical power, as this remains a current concern of his. With that, we move into our top 3 Haikyuu setters. Rounding off 3rd place is Atsumu Miya from Inarizaki High, an obvious choice for this list. At the time, Miya Atsumu was considered Japan's best high school setter and server. These rankings are based only on the teams that qualified for the nationals. Additionally, he was also part of the All Japan Youth Intensive Training Camp. Atsumu Miya is a total beast with his dynamic and versatile serves. Whether it's a jump serve or jump floater, he boasts extreme flexibility with his approach. His intense spike serve is packed with power, and his floaters are quick and eccentric, but his real skills lies in his setups. Atsumu is committed to giving the best sets to his spikers and would attempt to utilize an overhand throw even in disorderly positions. He also isn't afraid to experiment in the middle of a game, making him unpredictable and incredibly dangerous as an opponent. The main reason why he isn't higher on this list is that at the time, pre-time skip, Atsumu, while incredibly talented and seasoned, is still dependent on his twin brother, Osamu Miya. The main reason why he came so far is that his brother was a rival that pushed him. Inarizaki's top weapon, like Karasuno again, is their incredible duo, the Miya twins. Since he's so incredibly coordinated with his brother, they can pull off the seemingly impossible feats they attempt, which wouldn't be possible with anyone else at that time. For crying out loud, they managed to pull off the demon quick attack of Hinata and Kageyama without any practice whatsoever. All this being said, we've placed him squarely in third place as one of the top 3 setters in series. If Atsumu is number 3, just who has landed themselves the number 2 position, you ask? None other than Kageyama Tobio of Karasuno High, of course. Without a doubt, our boy Kageyama definitely has to make an appearance in an ultimate battle of the setters. Now, maybe some of you thought he would be the top setter, but we also have to consider how well a setter synergizes with their team, as this is one of the most crucial skills of a setter. Keep that in mind as we go forward. Some people grow by hard work, and others grow by raw talent. Both hold true for Kageyama, as he has proved himself to be a prodigy you only find once in a lifetime. With an almost psychic spatial awareness, he has the capacity to precisely decide a ball's direction and toss it to a specific point, just like a sniper, and also perform a setup from any point on the court at fantastic velocities. This makes his sets insanely hard for opponents to anticipate and counter. This is how he turned Hinata Shoyo, an energetic, quick, but once lousy volleyball player, into the lethal weapon that scores points like a madman. Without a doubt, Kags has grown so much, from being the demanding and selfish king of the court, to learning how to work in tandem with his team and start bringing out their best. He is well on his way to becoming the king of the court, in the true sense of the word. But as a setter, he's not quite there yet. He might be the one with the most potential and has learned how to use his teammates, but that's only been fairly recently. Perhaps later we can consider him for the top setter title again, but right now, that spot belongs to someone else. Taking the top spot as Haikyuu's best setter is Oikawa Toru of Seijo Academy. The number 1 spot belongs to none other than the Great King. Kageyama might be the king of the court, but when in high school, even after beating Aoba Josai, he couldn't win against Oikawa as a setter. Despite how light-hearted and laid-back Oikawa seems, he's dead serious at volleyball. His energy, enthusiasm and skill show how hard he has worked on his abilities. On the court, Oikawa delivers 100% and brings out the best of his team, no matter where he plays. As referenced previously, Ushijima wanted Oikawa on his team for this very expertise. He even perfectly made use of the harsh, double-edged player Kiyotani Kentaro. With his superior intelligence, he quickly catches on to his opponent's weaknesses and uses them to his advantage. Oikawa's perceptive skills enable him to plant the ball's trajectory and predict its position as well, not to mention his monster serves characterized by unbelievable mastery and ball control. In the words of Oikawa, talent is something you make bloom, instinct is something you polish. Oikawa discovered his own strengths and polished them through grinding and working himself to the bone. If there's any aspect that the aforementioned players can't hold a candle to, it's perhaps Oikawa's sheer perseverance and passion, that with him come almost to a point of self-destruction. Oikawa's come a long way, and our opinion definitely earned himself the number 1 spot. Despite not being as innately talented as Kageyama, despite being average by comparison to Kageyama's genius, Oikawa Toru found his place in the volleyball refining and polishing his skills in a pressure chamber of hard work until he shone like a diamond, becoming one of the best setters, whether before or after the time skip. Oikawa, to us, stands at the pinnacle of what a top setter should be. Thanks for watching. Do you agree with our list? Or maybe you believe that some of the setters need some repositioning? Comment down below and let's get the discussion started. Also, let us know which other volleyball positions we should do top 10 rankings for. If you liked the video, don't forget to leave a like, and while you're at it, why not consider subscribing to our channel and hit that bell icon to stay up to date on our uploads. Feel free to binge the other top 10 videos on our channel, and we hope to see you again next time.
Ago, I saw someone on TikTok get a Haikyuu mystery box. I don't remember who it was, but I decided to get one, and it came in the mail today. You can get the mystery box at K-pop-FTW. They ask for like your shirt size and your favorite team so that they can keep those preferences in mind. I picked Shiratorizawa and Karasuno just so I could have some variety, and I'm really excited to see what I got. I think it came with the plushie. Little asshole Kageyama. Looks like there's a little lanyard, very cute. Little Ushijima keychain, but it kind of looks like he's holding an olive. It also came with these two pins, which are pretty cute. They're kind of bulky, but they're cute. Also come with the shirt too, but oh boy. Look at this. Oh my god. Even his phone case is a little monster. I can't. Body pillow person, but as a Tendo Kini, I'm not mad. Besides Ushijima.